Hi everybody, it's Meg from Walking Moose, and I have a guest today. This is my friend Michelle, and we're not going to do last names because we don't want to be stalked or anything like that. But we are going to do a quick video on a couple of books that we've recently read, and we're going to give you some reviews and recommendations. So Michelle, would you like to go first?
Sure. I've recently read Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't have the book in front of me, but no doubt you've heard of it. I definitely recommend, if you haven't read it yet, to pick it up and go ahead and give it a read, even before the movie comes out. They're filming that movie right now.
They're filming it in Oklahoma, aren't they?
Yes, they're filming it in Oklahoma. And so I'd imagine it'll be out in a year or two, however long that takes. But in the meantime, pick up the book and check it out. It's a really interesting story about, something that happened 100 years ago that's just not in history books. And
it's not like we're at all familiar with that in Tulsa.
Yeah, it's kind of a trend here. Not a problem. Put it under the rug.
Just sweep that right under.
But this book will bring it out from under the rug. It's about a series of murders that happened among the Osage tribe, and connected to discovering what happened to those people. Also was strongly influenced by the oil run, the formation of the FBI as we modernly know it. And so it's a really interesting look at that time period, people living at that point, and also really a part of Native American history that is pretty important for people to know.
Yes. And I think, and so I'm going to, so if you were on Goodreads, which I know are you on Goodreads?
Yeah, I'm not on there very often, but yes.
Yeah, I got excited about Goodreads when I first learned about it, and then it just became a chore, so I'm not really on there a lot. But if you had put a rating for it on Goodreads, what would you give it?
I would say a 4 or a 5.
Really?
I think it's written well. I know, it's obviously a nonfiction history book. Not everybody likes that type of thing, but I thought it was very good. I thought it was informative. Parts of the story, I think, are written very compellingly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so at least a 4.
At least a 4. And what's interesting is that area of Oklahoma where it took place, that's in Pawhuska.
Correct.
And that's a big Reed-Drummond place. And I'm going to give you like the lowdown on this, is that I went and saw the author of the Killers of the Flower Moon. And he said that, there's a lot of very powerful people still left in Pawhuska that they feel we're still connected with this. And of course, it stands to reason
surprising.
because Pawhuska is a small town, but, and there were several families there who, families of the perpetrators of these crimes and then the families of the victims of these crimes, they still live very close to each other. And I don't want to say that they've moved on, but they have, at least from the lecture that I was at where they had some of the families there and everything, they know what happened and they have come to terms with it.
Yeah.
I don't know that anyone's really been forgiven.
Right.
Or that anyone has really said, we did things incorrectly, or maybe not incorrectly is just too small of a term for what happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Reed Drummond's family, apparently.
It wouldn't surprise me. They own a lot of land there. That's part of what's not necessarily in the book that I would be interested to find out at some point.
Yeah, well,
there's a whole lot of land there that changed hands. It's partly why the murders happened.
Did it actually change hands in a legal manner, kind of thing?
Well,
that's sort of the scuttlebutt, is
right.
that the reason he has so much land.
I would think, yeah, it's in some way connected to the murders that took place. Who knows exactly, right?
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere can probably dig it up, but it's interesting.
It is very interesting. I read the book. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't have given it a 5. I would have given it a solid 4.
Okay.
Because at times I thought it sort of drug. I didn't think...
A little slow.
A little slow at times. Yeah. So I would have given it a 4.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so I just finished reading this one. Now, Michelle's read the hard-hitting nonfiction bestseller. I've read the $4.99 paperback. So
Is it a cozy mystery?
This is a cozy mystery.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm going to give it a solid 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. So, first off, this is called Murder at the Beacon Bake Shop. I love a good cozy, but I do have my problems with cozy authors. You know who you are. So, first off, the world building here was fantastic. It takes place on the shores of Lake Michigan, and you've got one of those charming little towns, and I love the shops, and that was great.
Little B&Bs.
The little B&Bs and everything like that, and I loved that. She's got a big Newfoundland dog, this 150-pound dog, which was great. I thought that was wonderful. And sometimes when you read cozy mysteries and they'll have an animal in them, the animal is almost too good to be true.
Yeah.
But this dog was very slobbery and jumped up on people and was kind of annoying and everything like that. Cool. And I thought that was a good interpretation of it. So I thought that was good. I love the recipes. The recipes were great. I'm actually going to try one out of it. So recipes were great. And she worked it in. Yeah, she has recipes at the back, but also there were 2 recipes. And I thought this was brilliant, where she was thinking about something. And as she was thinking about it, she was basically giving us the recipe. She was like, I put 2 cups of cherries in the thing. And so you could get the recipe from there too. So I thought that was great. Cool. But here's the downfall. The downfall is, first off, a lot of cozy mysteries have ghosts in them. They have that supernatural element. And this is a personal preference thing, so maybe I even shouldn't knock her down for it, but they always turn into Casper the Friendly Ghost, and they're the personal assistant and the secretary of the whole thing. And I don't like that. So this one had the ghost of a lighthouse keeper in it. So you had the ghost of the lighthouse keeper in it. And so the ghost of the lighthouse keeper kept waking her up when she needed to look out of the window to see the thing that was going on. And I was like, well, that's super helpful, isn't it?
Right. Little ghost ex machina.
Well, helpful. Get up and look at that.
Right. Yeah.
But then, and this is another problem I have with cozy mysteries, she eliminated all of these suspects, just eliminated them and eliminated them well. And I'm reading it as I'm getting towards the end, I'm getting worried. And I'm thinking, I've seen this before. I know where this is going. And sure enough, it did happen. What happened was, now she gave us a surprise. I really was surprised about who the murderer was, but she didn't solve it. She happened to see, again, because the lighthouse person woke her up.
Yeah.
She happened to see the person doing the thing. And then she was like, well, you're the murderer.
So she solved it because she was there.
She did, she just stumbled upon it. So I'm going to give it, if we just wanted to go on the recipes and the world building alone, 4. But you go down to a 3 because you're lazy and you're lazy and you've got a friendly ghost. So stop with the friendly ghost. All right. So that's it. That's all we've got for today. And hopefully we will come back with another one of these very informative videos soon. But check us out. Our podcast is Booksoup. I will link it down in the show notes. And we're going to get back to it because today we've got some very exciting podcasts. Our topics coming up are going to be science and religion and escapism. Like why you read for escapism. Yeah. Which all reading is, isn't it? Kind of all reading.
Except probably for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Maybe Killers of the Flower Moon doesn't fall into that. All right. Well, thank you so much. Catch you next time. Bye.